Welcome to the Doc G Show, a radio show cluster. Without further ado, critics have said he has the face for radio and a voice for silent films. Your host, Ben Doc G Gordon.
And we are on the air. Welcome to the Doc G Show. I'm your host, Doc G. With me, as always, the one, the only, Mikey Maximus Happy Pappy Charette.
Say what?
Doc G, what's up, sir?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much.
Yeah.
I called you Happy Pappy there.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It sounds a little bit grandpa-ish, but you know, we'll get there.
Fun fact, Mike. I call my dad Pappy.
That's a fact.
Oh, you do?
Not all the time. That's what I whenever I'm just like we mentioned before, the weekend calls.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I start out the weekend call every single weekend. Hey Pappy. Hey Pappy. That's always the start.
Interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I honestly I could not tell you where it comes from. I have no memory of how that started, but that's how it starts.
I always thought Pappy was a grandpa name.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I feel like it is more so, but I don't know. I just adopted it, and that's.
You're like, Dad, you have a grandpa aura
you're
about you.
Old as That's
Pappy.
what you get, you know? No.
Hey, Pops.
Mike, how's your week going?
It's going great, man. It's going good. I've been laying low, Doc G. I've not really been doing. I did one show this week.
Okay.
I feel bad about it, but you know, I don't feel bad about it at the same time.
You got a kid.
I have a baby.
I have
a baby.
That baby, they'll get older, then they'll tell you, Dad, get your to some shows. All right?
Yeah.
I'm tired of you loitering around me all the time. And you'll be like,
I'll start
right.
abandoning my family.
At first I thought you were going to say, I'm going to start a band. And I was like, oh, cool. All right.
Let's go.
Nice.
Doc G, but I have to ask, how are these slippers?
I still haven't got them, Mike.
Oh, you haven't got them.
I looked it up.
Never mind.
They're on back order.
What the
Back
F?
order. Yeah.
Back order.
You know
it's
what?
Uggs.
I think I might cancel it, Mike, and just get it from another place. Honestly, I don't want to, be untrue to Dillard's, but I might just have to do it. You know.
You know, hey, we always, anytime we mention a brand name, they're not a sponsor of the show. We're not trying to endorse anything here, but Bombas.
Okay.
That's what I got, man.
Okay, and they're
pretty
really
comfy.
rocking, huh?
Yeah, they're nice.
All right, I might have to think about it. Mike.
Bombas.
Bombas. Mike's just hoping that they'll listen, and then all of a sudden, Bombas will show up.
Hey, I'll do a 30-second commercial. I'll be into it.
Absolutely. Well, Mike, it's always easy to sell a product that you believe in, and you
Yeah.
clearly believe in Bombas.
I do.
Mike, I did want to tell you one thing happened to me. Not much happened to me this week. There were a couple things. But I was talking to one of my friends he's in the scientific research world, you know. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about the upheaval in funding, you know. National Institute of Health, there's been some issues. As you may be aware, Trump has basically destroyed or halted all vital funding for research because he wants to destroy America, apparently. But while we were talking about this, my friend, he threw a little brag in there about himself, you know, because he's a researcher. And I don't know if you know this, but in the research world, if you're a big time researcher, the big research grant is the R01 grant from NIH. R01 grants, you know, you're talking $500,000 per year of funding that you get for this that can go to whatever your research studies are, you know. And at one point, that was the thing. He was like, I have had 4 R01 grants. You know, and that in research, that's pretty important. That's a pretty big brag there, because I mean, like when you look at everything that R01 grants have done, that's like so many important research discoveries have come from R01 grants. And Mike, I don't write grants, you know, but I had a strong urge to match his brag. Like when he said that, like I wanted to say something like, oh yeah, you know. And like, for whatever reason, the only thing that came to my mind was I wanted to let him know that I had been politely turned down by Billy Ocean to come on our show.
That's right.
Like that was my comeback that I wanted to give him was, oh yeah? Yeah? Well, Billy Ocean almost came on our show. What do you think about that? And Billy Ocean's manager told me he really likes our stuff. So, yeah. How do you feel about Caribbean Queen? That almost happened on our show. You know, I don't know why. That was the one thing when he said this. All of a sudden in my head, I was like, you almost talked to Billy Ocean. You don't take this kind of and I was like, I don't know what was in my head that's what it was.
So
Mike.
funny.
Yeah, it was really weird, you know? And he wasn't even like doing it on purpose. It wasn't like a brag off, but for whatever reason, that came in my head. And because of that, I went down a little Billy Ocean, jam off myself.
There you go.
Afterwards, I started listening to a little Billy Ocean. And I hit myself with Get Out of My Dreams, Get Into My Car. You remember that jam? Get out of my dreams.
Oh, yeah, for
Get
sure.
into my car.
I didn't know that was the same guy who
that's
did
Billy Ocean,
Caribbean Queen.
Yeah, exactly. He's chock full of hits, Mike.
Yeah,
chock full of hits. And he was almost on the show. But when I was listening to that song, too, the other thing, aside from this braggadocious feel I had, I also noticed, because it's a love song, Get Out of My Dreams, Get Into My Car, that's a bit of a love song. Mm-hmm. I can't live up to love songs, Mike.
Nope.
Like the actual lyrics, like I was listening to the lyrics, and he's promising way too much. Yes! There's way too much he says in the song, I'll be your nonstop lover. Get it while you can. Your nonstop miracle. I'm your man. What? Mike, that is way too much. You're going to be a nonstop 24 hours. That's a long time. I cannot be a lover that long.
Nope.
That is not. And a miracle? No. I need a love song that is much more pragmatic, Mike. Mm-hmm. I'll be there for you periodically. Mm-hmm. You might even think of leaving me. But then you reason with yourself and you're like, you know what? It'd be too much of a pain in the to leave him. I guess I'll stay. Mm-hmm. And that's what you're going to experience with me. It's going to be hard to formulate that in lyrics, Mike, but I think we need that type of love song.
We do need those types of love songs. Yeah. Realistic.
And as we've mentioned on the show, Mike, lower your expectations. You're coming into this relationship letting her know this isn't much. Don't get your hopes up. Yeah. But Billy Ocean's coming in being like, I'm going to be your nonstop lover. You can't live up to that.
There's no nonstop anything here.
No, exactly. There's plenty of stops. There are breaks.
There's a lot of stops.
There are pauses. Like, lower the expectations. Let them know up front, this is going to be very underwhelming. Mm-hmm. You are not like... And Mike, I just want to let you know, and I want to let the listeners know, this show is my love song to the listeners.
Say what?
Okay.
And let's be honest, listeners, there's going to be some peaks and valleys. I cannot be your nonstop lover. But I think by the end of this show, you'll be like, you know what?
Once a week.
Yeah, exactly. Once a week lover.
Once a week
I will be a once a week lover.
Unless you want to listen to the show every day,
they can.
Nonstop lover.
They could be nonstop lover. I forget how many hours we have. I want to say it's like 300 and no, it's more than that. It's like it's like 600 hours worth. No, it's more than that. I'll find out, Mike. I'm going to write down a note.
Well, you know what? This is 400. This is the 420th episode, right?
Yeah, 420. Uh-huh.
So then that means that we've got like...
Well, the earlier shows were an hour. We stretched to 2 hours. So that's the thing. I'll have to go back, look at the cumulative amount.
So at least a year. We have a year of you could nonstop love
every single day. Well, if you're listening nonstop 24/7, that's what I want to know.
All right,
how many weeks are you going to go just straight? Just Mike and Ben, and even earlier, Mike and or Dave and Ben in your ears for how long?
Yeah.
But anyways, my point is, This is your love song, listeners. And it's not going to be great. I'm going to be honest. We're going to be a pragmatic love song.
Mm-hmm.
There will be peaks and valleys. There may be even parts that you're like, let's just fast forward through this part. This is pretty stupid. But I think by the end, you're going to say, you know what? That wasn't as bad as I was expecting. You know? Which is what I always hope for at the end of a relationship, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
I have yet to have one of those, but eventually. Mike?
Yeah, you will.
Are you ready to fire up this love song?
Let's fire up this pragmatic love cast, Doc G.
All 3 engines up and burning. 2, 1, 0, and lift off.
Mike, we have a great show. We have none other. You were here for this. Mr. Mal Hall himself.
Yeah.
Terrific guy. He just performed with Anjelah Johnson here in Jacksonville. Great show. My goodness. A lover of golf. A lover of Jordans. A lover of his family. Just a pizza. I almost
Brick
forgot
oven
pizza.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Loves-
the way he talked about pizza, I was like, man, I need to get into pizza.
Oh, he's, he breaks it down to a science, and you should watch some of those videos he has on his social media about pizza. My Lord.
Yeah, they look great.
And he's out there making dough with his son. He's waking up at all hours of the morning to actually get that dough ready. I'm like, good Lord, that's a lot of work. I mean, I love pizza, but not putting that work in.
Nope.
I'm too lazy for that, you know? But regardless, can't wait to talk to Mal. Mike, we need to start where we start.
Birthday suit.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Okay, Mike. I think you got this one. I think you got this one. I'm going to give you the condensed clue first here. Born on April 9th, 1999. Pretty wild. He's born on 9/99. If only it was September 9th, then he would literally be 9/9/9/9/9.
I like that.
Anywho, he was born in Atlanta, Georgia. Our birthday suit wearer skyrocketed to stardom with his 2018 song Old Town Road, which stayed at number 1 on the Hot Billboard charts for 19 weeks, which is an all-time record. Name that birthday suit wearer.
Oof. Old Town Road. And is it a rapper? It's a rapper, right?
I mean,
Kind of a rapper.
R&B-ish rapper, yes.
I know the guy, and I can't think of his name right now.
His name is a older rapper's name with some additions on it.
I'm drawing a
Do
blank.
you remember who wrote who did the album Illmatic?
Yeah, so Nas.
Uh-huh.
I forgot his full. I forgot his full thing, man. I don't know. My mind is absolutely at 0 right now.
Lil Nas X.
Lil Nas X. Okay.
Lil Nas X. Yes. Yeah, I mean, so my goodness, he skyrocketed to fame, Mike. That Old Town Road. Woo! My Lord, it was everywhere.
It's a pretty wild music video, by the way.
It's pretty weird. But it's one of these crazy things, Mike. He went to West Georgia University for computer science, but then he dropped out after a year to try music. And in 2018, he released his first mixtape on SoundCloud, and then Old Town Road hits a month later, 2 months later. That's nuts, man. That is nuts. And of course, the song went viral because the old tiki-taki, right? Mm-hmm. They had the Yeehaw Challenge, and that's what really catapulted it there. Now his first album was Montero.
Sorry, Doc G. Can we back up just a little bit? So he didn't know anything about music. He dropped out of school.
No, he was musical.
Okay.
I mean, he played the trumpet when he was in high school. So like, I mean, I don't know how much musical theory he carried over and whatnot. And I don't know really, because I didn't look into it a great deal. I don't know how much like, practicing lyric production and
Okay.
song structure he was doing.
I'm going to look more into this guy because that's super fascinating. Yeah, I wonder how he just kind of picked it up.
Well, I know
so
he didn't actually make the song. Like, as far as the music of Old Town Road, he bought the song. So he bought the song for $30 from a songwriter or a song maker. Now,
like a producer, right? Like a
beat maker.
Like a beat maker.
Yeah. But that beat maker actually, the thing too, the beat maker actually took a part of a Nine Inch Nails song in the song. Like the weird sort of guitar part in the song, so he actually had copyright issues. But Trent Reznor let it fly. The Trent Reznor, the leader of Nine Inch Nails, was just like, sure, go for it. Which is wild, because if I was Trent Reznor, I'd be like, nah, give me my money for that, because that's gonna be a lot of money for that. But he just let it go. And so anyways, it'd be interesting to see how much like, different musical influences he had and sort of practice as he went into it. But I will say his performances have struggled a little bit since then. Like, I mean, when you have that big of a hit right out of the gate, it's a little bit hard to follow up.
Yeah,
now,
for sure.
I would say, I mean, actually at the numbers, when you just look straight at the numbers, he's got 2 hits that are much bigger than that on Spotify alone. Now, I don't think they're bigger than that if you add up like all numbers together, but Industry Baby and Montero both have over 2 billion streams on Spotify. But Old Town Road only has 1.5 billion, so pretty low. Anywho, I hope Lil Nas X is doing fantastic.
Yeah.
Turning 26, Mike.
26, man.
Yeah, just a young buck. Just, my goodness, just so much life to be had.
Man. 26 is great.
It's pretty wild too. I mean, you think about that, right? I mean, he went viral essentially when he was 18.
Yeah.
Which, oh God, couldn't handle that. I'd fall apart.
Yeah, for sure.
Fall apart. Anyways,
I couldn't handle it.
Happy birthday to Lil Nas X. Mike, are you ready to rip some headlines?
Let's rip some headlines, Doc G.
It's now time for Rip from the Headlines.
Okay, Mike. I'm gonna start here. I can't get away from it. I gotta tell you, I got another story about Diddy.
Oh, come on.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
What's he up to now?
This is an interest. I've got a headline here from Page 6. Here's the headline. Quote, Sean Diddy Combs paraded man in penis mask around freak-off party while Jay-Z, Beyonce, and more watched. I gotta say, Mike, wearing a penis mask, not a crime.
Nope.
Like I read that headline, I was like, okay, all right. But then, Mike, let's just read the first line of the article. Quote, another person is suing Sean Diddy Combs claiming he was raped, sexually assaulted, and forced to wear a penis mask at a party.
Wait, what?
I don't want to accuse Page 6 of burying the lead, but if you list those 3 accusations in order of importance, I'm going to put wearing a penis mask third every time, Mike. That's it. You give me an option of which one I'm going to do, I'm taking penis mask every time. Like, so true. I feel like maybe the rape. Maybe they thought that was too cliche at this point, Mike. I don't know. That's been done. Penis mask, that's new. Let's put that in. Like, it gets weirder, Mike, every time.
Yeah, it is getting weird.
Every time. And what's the deal? Like, again, I'm not putting my thumb on the scales of judgment here, Mike. But what's the deal with Jay-Z and Beyonce seeming to be thrown into every single one of these? Just seems like they've been thrown into it. Like, it's just like, hey, that's another big person. Let's throw that person in. Because, like, they just seem very tangential always to these things. Like, I mean, if they were there, how many other people were at this freak-off besides Jay-Z and Beyonce? Like, you know, I don't know, Mike. It's weird. It is
it
very
is weird,
bizarre.
man. There's
very
This
bizarre.
guy's very weird. And the more we learn about Diddy, the more we're like, really?
Okay. Mike, you remember Elijah Wood? You know Elijah
of course,
Wood?
man. Come on. Legend.
Hobbit. He's one of the
yeah.
hobbits for Lord of the Rings. This really made a lot of headlines from a lot of places, Mike. I took this one from Entertainment Weekly. So here's the headline. Quote, Elijah Wood says Lord of the Rings pay was not enough to rest easy for the rest of your life. End quote. Mike, I was really hoping when I read the article, the way it sounded, I was just hoping this was like validation for Elijah Woods' OnlyFans page. All Hobbit knob jobs you can handle. Let's get in it. Yeah. But it wasn't. It was not, Mike. He was just, apparently this was a conversation at the Texas Film Awards. He was talking to Business Insider, and he said, quote, because we weren't making one movie and then renegotiating a contract for the next, it wasn't the sort of lucrative scenario that you could sort of rest easy for the rest of your life. So I get it, you know? And then I looked at it, Mike. Basically, any estimations? Do you have any estimations how much he was paid for those movies?
Oh, no idea. I mean, you know, he says now it was something you could live on for the rest of your life. I'm going to say like a couple $1 million.
All the estimations I've seen are under 500,000.
Under 500K to make all of the Lord of the Ring movies.
Yeah. And a couple of the other Lord of the Rings stars, like the Samwise, the Hobbit Samwise.
Yeah.
The dude that played him, he got paid, I think he said he got paid like 300,000. So, yeah.
Wow. And then but you know, the movies come out, they're a huge success. I mean, they don't get any residuals, anything. I mean, they probably do.
I have no idea about the residuals. Like, I don't know how they put that into the contract, but you look at it, like, I mean, it is pretty wild though that like that first movie comes out and it's, you know, sells hundreds of millions of dollars, and then they're like, all right, we're going to the next one, and you're getting the same pay. Here we go. That's
okay,
you know.
but you said that didn't you just say that they filmed them all kind of at once, right?
To a degree, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't say that, but
you didn't say
what,
that.
What I said was they made one movie and then they went into the next one without renegotiating the contract, because the contract was all from the beginning of the movie. It was like, hey, we're going to do a series. You're a part of all three of these movies.
I see. So they signed up for all three right at once.
Yeah.
I got you. Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
So, anyways, basically, everybody that's been in those movies came out and said they didn't get paid a lot. But then, it's one of those things that they you can tell they're irritated by, but then they don't want to sound like ass. So they're just like, yeah, I don't care. Like, it was an opportunity of life. It was amazing, but we didn't get paid anything. No, I don't care. It's great, but we didn't get paid anything. Like, you know, so, you know. Yeah.
Brutal.
Well, I mean,
it's not that brutal. I mean,
they actually said, like they tried to act like, Mike, it ended up being the best thing of their lives. Because, like, without that, they're not getting any other gigs. They're not known for anything. So, like, yeah. Anyways, Mike, I've got a headline from People. You know,
People.
Exactly. Here's the headline. First off, you remember Elizabeth Holmes, Mike?
Yeah, the pharmaceutical lady. That's
right.
Like, yeah.
She had a company that claimed that it could do blood draws and basically identify any disease, like pretty much.
You know what, Dog G? Can I say this? She's kind of hot.
She scares me, Mike.
She really has this look. I don't know, man.
Well, it's this stare. Like, have you ever seen her? It's just like she never. I actually saw this, Mike, when I was looking up these headlines. There were other headlines about how she never blinks. There was literally a headline, "Why does Elizabeth Holmes never blink?" And I was like, it's true. It's true. But Mike, here's the headline from People. Quote, "It's been hell." Let me try that again.
Did I throw you off, Doc G?
No.
Do you agree?
I do. Quote, "It's been hell and torture. Elizabeth Holmes speaks out from prison." Now, Mike, you know the interesting thing about that quote? That's exactly what I've heard about prison.
I've heard that.
It's not pleasant. You know, that's legitimate advertising right there, Mike. And, you know, I was thinking about this when I read the story. It's sort of ironic. It seems like somebody who was charged with fraud could really appreciate that. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's true. Oh, yeah. That's exactly what I didn't do. Yes. Okay. Yeah. And I've got to say, Mike, she's not approaching the whole prison thing right. You know? She needs to talk to R. Kelly. She starts working with that dude, she'll have at least 5 albums done by the end of the month. She'll be jazzed, you know? Listeners, if you're confused, that means you didn't listen to the show like 4 weeks ago. And you need to listen to the show 4 weeks ago. Girl, come on. That's a callback from a month ago.
It is a callback.
Hey, that was a slow creeper, by the way, on social media, Mike. I made a clip of that social media about old R. Kelly. Mm-hmm. Slowly gained views and likes over like 3 week period. It was a slow burner, and I appreciate the people that slowly realize they like that. I was like, thank you guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Anywho, Mike, let's move on to another headline. This is from TMZ. So here we go. Quote, "Tori Spelling wishes sex tape with ex-husband Dean McDermott leaked."
Word.
So she wishes it leaked, Mike.
She wishes it leaked. Okay.
She wishes it leaked. Mike, I think I speak for most of us when I say we don't. I don't know about you, but
well, speak for yourself, Dr. G.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Wasn't she on 90210? I'm into it.
She was. Okay. Mike wants to revisit his childhood. I mean, I get what she was saying, though. So apparently, Mike, this was, she revealed this on her podcast, and she said during the height of their reality show, which I had no idea they had a reality show. It was called Tori and Dean Home Sweet Hollywood. Mm-hmm. So apparently that existed back in the day. It was 2007 to 2012. But apparently they let somebody stay at their house when they were on vacation with their kids. And the guy that stayed at their house broke into their computer and then tried to sell the sex tape to a porn company. But ultimately, surprisingly, the porn company contacted them and was like, "Hey, just to let you know, this guy tried to sell this tape to us, but we didn't release it." Which I was like, whoa, this porn company with morals, what's this all about? And I was like, they must have been on my side. They're like, nobody needs to see this. Hey, guys, just to let you know. I will say, I get it. Like, you know, I can see, like, you know, I'm not saying she's old now, Mike, but she's getting a little bit up there, you know? So I can see, like, she's like, I should get out there so people could see back in the day when I was fit, keeping the bod tight,
I mean, they can still release it.
Well, unless they got rid of it, you know, unless they destroyed the whole thing, you know. You know, you got to keep in mind. But I did wonder, too, when they mentioned, like, this guy, you know, getting the, I was like, so he had the password to your computer? Like, how did he get on your computer? Like, I mean, you know? And then ultimately, Mike, I did think about this too. I was like, you know, I mean, it's debatable if everybody else wanted this out in the world, but I can guarantee you I know a group of people that did not want it out in the world. And that would be her 5 kids. I'm sure they're very happy that did not make it to the light of day. But anywho, Mike, I've got one last story here again. People. Quote, Tom Cruise says he and very good driver Brad Pitt would race go-karts during breaks from Interview with the Vampire. End quote.
Word.
Mike, I just pictured this in my head. The whole, when I was reading this article, I'm like, you're filming a gothic horror film in New Orleans, and to set the mood, you're racing around like Yoshi and Princess in Mario Kart, like, woo, yeah! And then you just go back and okay, we're going to suck the blood out of some kids. Here we go. Just hilarious to me, Mike.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun.
Apparently, and this isn't surprising to me at all, apparently Tom Cruise thought it was super fun.
Yeah.
And Brad Pitt hated it.
Brad Pitt hated it.
Well, so here's the hilarious. So Tom said in the interview, quote, he's a very good driver. Believe me, I raced against him when we were doing Interview with the Vampire. We'd go and we'd race go-karts. We'd literally finish and go drive go-karts all night. And of course, I watched the clip, Mike, and he was super excited about talking about this. But a little over 10 years ago, Brad Pitt was doing an interview, and they asked him about filming Interview with the Vampire. And he basically rolled his eyes and was like, oh, it was miserable to shoot. And it felt like 6 months in dark. That was his quote. Which makes total sense when you think about it, Mike. Like Tom Cruise being old Tom over TC over there, like, yeah! And I'm guessing they went out one night, Yeah. And he was just like, this is the best thing ever. And Tom Cruise is just like, I'm gonna turn this over. I'm gonna run mine off a bridge.
It is a dark movie too. I mean, there's a lot of darkness.
It's a very dark movie, man. If I was filming that, I'd be depressed. Yeah, good Lord.
Have you ever seen the color palettes for movies?
Yeah.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet you that one would be just mostly
pretty dark.
Yeah.
Mostly blacks and browns and grays. Mm-hmm. Anywho, Mike, we are going to take a break. We are going to be right back here on the Doc G Show. And we are back here on the Doc G Show. Spinnaker Radio, WSKRLP 95.5 FM in Jacksonville, Florida. Mike, what do the listeners need to do?
Well, Doc G, if the listeners feel like the show is a positive way to waste their time, they should please subscribe to the show wherever they consume their podcasts. Mm-hmm. We are everywhere. Mm-hmm. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple. Mm-hmm. We're on Pandora Plus, Sirius. Mm-hmm. Subscribe to the show and leave us a 5-star review. Come on. It'll help us out.
Exactly. Mike, I will say, I wanted to mention, you mentioned Spotify. We're on Spotify.
So true.
And listeners that listen to the show regularly know I've got beef with Spotify. And my beef with Spotify is the fact that they do not organize their search correctly.
Nope.
And I'll say I want to reach out to somebody that is tangential to the show but has not been on the show before. So Chandler Brown, who has worked with several of the artists that have been on the show, Mike. He's a songwriter and a musician there in Nashville. And he's got a new song out. He actually just put his first sort of solo song out into the world. He's mainly been writing before this, right? And his new song is "Raise My Voice." That was the thing. I was like, what? This looks like an interesting song. I'm gonna go listen to this song. I went to Spotify. put in Chandler Brown. He is not the first thing that comes up. And I was like, what the Spotify? Come on, man.
So annoying.
And I was just like, I know this is who I'm looking for. And what is your deal? What is your deal? Like, if I put this in and it exactly matches it, again, listeners, I know you've heard me complain about it, but that just makes no sense.
This preferential search thing that they have going on, I mean, come on.
Too much.
It's like, how are we not?
Too much, Mike. I mean,
what do we have to do? Put things in quotes to get the...
You're disadvantaging the little guy.
Exactly.
Me being the little guy. Chandler being the little guy. Let us have a little piece of the pie. Anyways, Mike, shout out to Chandler. It is a good song. And I did enjoy it. So there you go. Mike, we need to thank the people that always find our show. That it doesn't matter. They will jump through the hoops to find it. And by jump through the hoops, I mean they probably either listen to it on Apple or somewhere else because they don't have to deal with that. So, but regardless, Mike, here we go. Shout out to Ashburn, Virginia, Purcott, Brazil, San Diego, California, Dublin, Ireland, Boardman, Oregon, Genoa, Italy, Riches, Texas, Barcelona, Spain, Winfield, West Virginia, Biloxi, Mississippi, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Peoria, Illinois, Katy, Texas, Toms River, New Jersey, Olive Branch, Mississippi, Asheville, North Carolina, Los Angeles, California, Spartanburg, South Carolina, Athens, Georgia, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Chicago, Illinois, Boynton, Virginia, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Columbus, Ohio, Falkenstein, Germany, Jacksonville, Florida, Columbia, South Carolina, Radford, Virginia, Gainesville, Florida, Frankfurt, Germany, Fort Worth, Texas, Phoenix, Arizona, Anoka, Minnesota. Okay. Couple screw-ups there, Mike.
Just a little, it's hard.
I don't know if you've noticed. There's something recently, the last 3 times I've done it. Dublin, Oregon, Boardman, Oregon, Genoa, Italy. I just sort of blur those all together now. For whatever, I'm just like, done. And just really, really bad on all 3 of those. I apologize. So let me just say them individually. Dublin, Oregon. Boardman, Oregon. See, I still screwed it. Dublin, Oregon. Boardman, Oregon. There we go.
You still said it wrong.
Dublin, Ireland. Boardman, Oregon. Genoa, Italy. There we go. Those 3. Guys. Thanks for all the listens. Mike, as I told you before, we're going to come back with some Phoenix facts because they're the newest regular listeners here. So here's some facts about Phoenix. Mike, back in the day before air conditioning, people during summer would most people that lived in Phoenix would move their beds out on their porch at night.
Wait, what?
Any old houses that were made in Phoenix would literally have an area for the bed to be moved out there at night. And just thinking about this, Mike, I got to say, as you know, I enjoy heat. But Phoenix without air conditioning? No way. That is too much, man. Just think about that time, man. You are a survivor if you are in Phoenix in summer without air conditioning. Good Lord.
Yeah, it'd be terrible.
Mike, this is a great fun fact. Phoenix was almost named Pumpkinville.
Pumpkinville?
Yeah. And I got to be honest, they really missed an opportunity with Pumpkinville. That would have been a pretty dope name. I'm just saying, that'd be pretty great. Apparently, the valley, Mike, the valley where Phoenix is, it had wild pumpkins in it. So there you go. Yeah.
Pumpkinville Suns.
Yeah. Right? So much better than Phoenix Suns.
No way. Come on, man.
So much better.
You joking?
And a big old pumpkin out there as a mascot, just a jack-o'-lantern. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. They would have
cool.
Halloween.
Yeah, pretty cool. You black and orange outfits. Oh man.
Yeah.
Anyways, Mike, here's a fun fact. Phoenix, world's tallest fountain is in Phoenix. Which I'm going to say, Mike, probably not the best place to have the world's tallest fountain. You know? Place where it's one of the hottest in our country. Mm-hmm. The water's just constantly evaporating. Hey, you know what go good here? 400-foot fountain. Let's just spray the shit everywhere. There we go. It's not like we need water here or anything. We're good. Woo! It seems, I don't know, seems like a bit much. Mike, here's the last fact. What do you think the coldest day ever recorded in Phoenix was?
I'm going to say like negative 10 degrees.
Oh, God, that'd be horrible.
Yeah.
Not that cold. Not that cold.
No? Okay.
16 degrees.
16.
That's pretty cold, Mike.
Yeah, it is.
That is
for sure.
pretty cold. 16 in Phoenix. Anyways, Mike, we are very appreciative that Phoenix is now a regular listener.
I was trying to look up this huge Phoenix fountain.
Yeah, find that Phoenix fountain, man.
I couldn't find it, man. It just brought up the fountains at Bellagio.
Okay, all right. Man, it was
whatever.
tracking you, Mike. It knows you're in Vegas, so it was like, is this what you're looking for? Huge fountain.
You mean, yeah, it's like a freaking Spotify search.
Exactly.
I typed in Phoenix, huge Phoenix fountains, and
they were like, no, you're talking about Vegas fountains. That's what you're talking about. Anyways, Mike, let's go to our 4-star listeners here. Big listens for whatever reason. Simpsonville, South Carolina. Thank you, Simpsonville.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. Next on the list, Mike, Cochrane. Cochrane in Alberta, Canada. All right, getting the listens in Alberta. I got to be honest, anywhere that is not June and July, I do not want to be in Alberta, Canada. No, thank you. Too cold. Singapore, you're back on the list. Appreciate you guys in Singapore. Atlanta, Georgia. Hot Atlanta, Mike. Cary, North Carolina. Shout out to you guys. Miami, Florida. Shout out to you guys. New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm guessing that was probably somebody that saw Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise racing go-karts.
Mm-hmm, probably.
Madison, Wisconsin, Mike. Queens, New York. Las Vegas, Nevada. Now wait, Mike, you're now a resident. Is it? I always forget. It's Nevada is actually correct, right? That's actually how you say it.
Nevada.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry to the Nevada residents. I did not mean to say Nevada there. Las Vegas, Nevada. There we go. Nashville, Tennessee, and lastly, Council Bluffs, Iowa. Boom.
Cool.
Boom. Mike, we need to take a break, but we will be right back with none other than Mal Hall right here on the Doc G Show. Welcome back to the show, everybody. We are super excited to have a fantastic comedian on with us, a comedian who will be in Jacksonville on April 5th with Anjelah Johnson. They've got 4 other dates in Florida. Mr. Mal Hall. Mal, how we doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, Doc. How's it going, Mike?
It's going good, man. It is going good. Now, you were recording this early before, obviously, you perform here in Jacksonville. Right now, you are in Austin, Texas, right?
I'm in Austin, Texas. We have a show tonight at the downtown at the Moody Center. We were in Houston last night, and we're just, trucking our way across the southern region of the country right now, bus tour with Anjelah Johnson. It's been super, super fun.
I love it. Now, I know this is a subject near and dear to your heart. Do you have a pizza place listed for Austin? Do you have a best pizza in Austin?
So I am a super, super pizza nerd, and there's plenty of good pizza here in Austin, but there's one place that I go to whenever I come here, which is it's a good slice shop down in South Congress called it is Home Slice. That's the name of the place.
Home Slice. I like it. So
it's good.
So now you're more of like a straight Italian style, sort of Napoli style / New York style. That would be your go-to?
Yeah, I do like a Neapolitan. Like I've been calling it artisan style is the pizza that I like the most. So it's thin. It's like it only comes in one size. So when you go to the place, it's not, small, medium, extra large. It's this size.
One
it's about,
size.
Between 12 and 14 inches. It's not so thin that it won't hold the toppings, but it's not so like the flour isn't so strong where it's like, oh, this is a piece of cardboard that I could put anything on here. So it's somewhere just, where you could tell that they took time and care to make the pizza. Nerdy stuff.
I like
I love
it.
that.
Well, now just to let listeners know, when I say Mal makes pizza, he takes it serious.
He's got a brick oven.
This isn't
Yeah.
store-made dough. This is handmade dough. This is a quality product, right?
Yeah, so I've always loved pizza. For me, one of the best parts about being on the road is trying pizza in every city. And then when the pandemic happened, I had 2 years of just being at home and no real artistic outlet. Mike, I don't know if you were doing Zoom shows during the pandemic, but that was not. It was not it though. It was not very. It was not fulfilling. It was so sad, right?
Yeah.
To be in basketball shorts in your living room, being like, "How are you guys doing tonight?" Terrible. So I ordered a tiny little pizza oven, and I really just took all that creative energy that we put into stand up into learning how to make pizza. And honestly, thousands of pizzas, not thousands, hundreds, high hundreds of pizzas in that time, and really just treated it like open mics. Like I'm an open mic level of making pizza and learning about pizza. And then, that's progressed now 5 years into I have a 1,300-pound brick oven in my backyard where I'm like really making restaurant quality pizza. We have people at the house and they'll come over and we're going to have pizza at the house. And I don't know what people are picturing in their heads when they go, pizza at somebody's house.
Yeah.
It's not what they get in the backyard, because when they have the pizza, they're like, oh, like you could see their face go, I don't, what? How, huh? I take it very serious at the house.
I was about to say, how offended would you be if one of your pizza parties I came in with like a DiGiorno and I was like, here you go, guys. We got this one too.
I wouldn't be offended. We do have a kids' table that we could put you at.
The dough rises, you guys. It says so in the commercial. Come on.
No, give Doc his popsicle and nobody look directly at him. Okay?
Amen. Well, I'm going to throw this out there. Fantastic former guest of the show and fantastic comedian, Tom Papa. He loves his bread. Maybe you guys collab on some dough.
We should.
A little duo comedian dough.
Sourdough.
Yeah.
Sourdough. Yeah. What's funny is I actually, Tom Papa was in San Diego, which is where I'm based out of. And he needed a feature. So I got on this show and we nerded out about bread pre-show for a good 15, 20 minutes.
He is serious about his bread, man.
Yeah.
And I love his videos have gotten quite sensual. Most of them, he's like in a robe when he's eating that dough, and I'm just like getting sexy here. My God.
ASMR bread videos. This is intense.
Yeah. Well, now, like you mentioned, you're with Anjelah right now, and I noticed for the first time, she has brought her daughter on tour. Now, are you going to get her on the pizza train?
Anjelah on the pizza?
No,
so
her daughter.
Her daughter. Yeah. I mean, it is my job as the uncle, to make sure that my niece is getting good pizza. Like we can't be having Little Caesars, all due respect, or, Papa John, all due respect. We're not doing that. We're not putting that into our bodies. And so, we'll take her to the good places. We'll get her trained up good.
Now, are you've got yourself three kids. Have you thought about taking them out on the road?
Yeah, I mean, yes, definitely a thought, but that'll be, as Mike knows, I don't know like how big of a rooms you're playing, Mike, but the rooms that I'm playing, I'm not really bringing in money to like fly 3 kids across the country to come to my one-nighter in Clearwater, Florida for 150 people. So
Makes
maybe
sense.
yeah, maybe when I level up a couple of levels, then yeah, for sure. Local shows, like I've had my son come out. He's old enough to like be at a hang side stage, like
Yeah.
when I do like California runs with Angela. That's easy,
Mhm.
but not like definitely
Not.
not at the level that I'm flying my family around the country yet.
Yeah.
What's the follow up?
Yeah, just curious because I did see that you brought your son with you to a show.
Hmm.
And you guys kind of did like a little weekend, a short weekend. What was the biggest
Yeah.
challenge with doing that?
Not really. My there was no challenge. My son is super chill. Kalino, he's 5 years old. I would say the biggest challenge was him staying up so late, because the show
Mm.
went a little bit late. But
Mm.
for him,
A little
he's like,
cranky.
he didn't get cranky. He's just like, I could tell he was losing some energy. And but I was like, dude, tomorrow we could get pancakes sent to the room. So
Yeah.
just
That's all,
give me 30 more minutes, bud. We get
that's
free
all I need to
pancakes.
hear. Yeah, pancakes. I'm in.
Yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say I saw Angela. She posted a video of her daughter there. It's pretty wild. I mean, it's a pretty big theater you guys are playing. And
Hmm.
she's setting her daughter's setting out there on the side stage, and she goes walking out there. I was like, man, that's gotta be weird for the kid being like, what is my mom doing? She's just out in
Yeah.
front of these people and they're cheering, and she like cheered with them, but she was like, what? What?
Hmm.
That's mom. Why can't I? It was like you could tell there were gears turning in her head. Like, what is happening right now?
What is this? Yeah. So that was in Denver a few weeks ago. That was the first show of the tour.
Hmm.
And so Rosie is Angela's daughter. She was able to be there because that first show, Angela's such a monster, dude. She's like adding shows. So that the venue is like 3,000 seats. The
Yeah.
7 o'clock sells out, and they go, okay, let's add a 4 o'clock show. And that sell out. So at 4 o'clock, the baby's up and able to be
Yeah.
side stage and see all this happening. And I mean, she's young enough. She's young now where, it's just like, why are all these people screaming? Oh, they're clapping. I'll clap. I don't think
Yeah.
she's really putting it together. But like in a couple of years, she'll be able to go like, whoa, look at my mom in front of all these people.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty intense.
Well, now you've been working with Angela for 12 years, and
Hmm.
opening for her has to be an awesome gig. But I think about how do you switch gears, like when you go from headlining your own show to switching back to opening for Angela. Is there some things you have to sort of be like, okay, because you're going from being the entree to the
Hmm.
appetizer. Like how do you switch?
So I tell comedians all the time because that is definitely a question. It's something that we all talk about as like the difference between featuring and headlining, and then
Hmm.
the difference between featuring for different people. Like I've featured for a number of different people, and it just sort of the vibe is different. The cool thing
Hmm.
about working with Angela and the reason why I've been doing this job for so long is because she allows me to operate as like fully independent entity. Like I
Nice.
definitely have jobs that I do for her. I take pictures when we're on tour. There's I have my tour responsibilities, but as far as the show is concerned, nothing
Hmm.
about my show changes except instead of seeing me for 45 to an hour, you get 25 to 30 minutes of the show. I don't have to
Yeah.
change anything. There's nothing where she's like, don't do this, don't do that. I sell merch after the show as much as I want, no problem. It's a really cool partnership that we have. It really feels like we're two friends that travel, go eat and visit all these places, and then we got to work for 90 minutes tonight really quick, and then where are we
Hop
gonna
on
be?
stage for a little
Yeah,
bit.
let's
Okay.
hop on stage really quick, and then okay, where was the spot tonight after the show? Like it's super super fun. It's a great situation, and I've definitely don't have the same experience as a lot of, I mean, there's plenty of features that have terrible times out with headliners, and that's
Yeah.
definitely one of the things that I'm going to take, that I do take with me when I headline shows. Is like make sure I take care of the feature, and they can really operate as an independent entity and do whatever they want. And that's like, yeah, I think that's definitely one of the best things I'm going to take from her. But to answer the question, nothing really changes, except the time and the stress of selling tickets. Like it's Mike, I don't know if you like agree, but just like when you're headlining shows, the stress, like, are people going to buy tickets, is something that is almost like can be debilitating. From like, I don't even think about the show. I'm just like getting people there, and then the show is almost secondary. Here, it's like, oh, let me just.
They're going to be there.
Yeah, they're going to be there. Let me put my two best feet forward, and so I can sort of build my community and, like, you know, let her audience find their second favorite comedian kind of vibe, is sort of my mentality going into it.
Well, that was we had Marcus D. Wiley on the show a little bit ago, and he's been opening for Ali Sadiq for years and years, and you know, I was asking him about, like, do you ever get a crowd when you're opening for Anjelah that's like you feel is like so pro Anjelah, and that's all they want to see is her, that like you can't win them over?
So I would say this: there are definitely crowds that Anjelah is such a big comedian that it's like a concert, right? This is her audience. This is their big weekend that they've been looking forward to for weeks and weeks. So I'll definitely be in the lobby before shows just to sort of get the energy of the people. It's like, I mean, if you're ever like, the next time you go to a concert, I would tell the listeners, like, if you could sort of have an out-of-body experience and just look at how everyone in the lobby or in the concourse of the venue is like so pumped to be at the thing that you're at, that, you know, they don't care who's going on stage. They just know they're going to see their favorite person, but we're here at a show. Those are the best shows. And then there's other shows where you see people walk in and it's all business. We're here to see Anjelah, and they come in, they get their little whatever and sit down. And when I come out there, it's like, dude, how long are you going to be here? Because I did not pay to see you.
Yeah.
And yeah, I definitely have those shows, but those are kind of the minority. Her crowds are generally super fun, and I've been working with her so long now that they're definitely, you know, a segment of her fans that, like,
they
look forward to and expect to see me there.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's a cool situation. Yeah.
Nice. So I hear 16 years old. That was around where Eddie Murphy Raw was planted in the head. Nah,
you've got a cool research department here.
They do their best. They do their best.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy Raw 16.
Now, was that the first like true stand up that you saw?
That was the first stand up that I saw. Yes. Hold on,
now, did you sort of carry it with you all the way to when you first started, or by the time you started, had you sort of realized that you were not Eddie Murphy and you weren't going to try to just sort of like emulate his style?
No, so I don't think I ever took any of the Eddie Murphy. The thing that I took from Eddie Murphy Raw was like, what is this job? Like, you can just make thousands of people laugh and then get in a limousine after. Like, how do I do this?
I'll sign up for that.
Yeah, for sure. And I honestly was not like the class clown. I was not especially funny when I was a kid. So the whole concept was mind blowing. And I think the thing that really drew me to it was the fact that my mom noticed that I was getting ready to watch this tape, saw what it was, hid it. It was a VHS tape. For the kids, this is like how we used to watch movies.
This is how it happened.
Yeah. And my friend who had little to no parental supervision, recorded this off of HBO and let me borrow it. My mom saw what it was, hid the tape, and then one day when she was not at home, I randomly found it, and I was like, "What's the big deal about this tape?" And then watched it, and I was like, "Oh yeah,
Forbidden fruit."
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's it. So that's how I fell in love with it.
Also, shout out to that friend, because there's always everybody always has that friend that you're just like, what are your parents doing? Why?
Yeah.
You are unsupervised all the time. This is amazing. I wish I had your life.
Yeah, and when we were kids, we were like, your parents are so cool.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they're just abandoned with Lunchables and unlimited cable TV.
There's going to be some counseling later on in their life. Now I've heard you talk about Chappelle before as well. When did you hear Chappelle for the first time?
I don't remember when it had to be in junior college, and when I saw Killing 'Em Softly for the first time, which to this day is probably one of the Mount Rushmore specials of all time. And
Amen.
Just to think how old he was when he did that. Oh my God, so I fell in love with him, and then I fell in love with Jerry Seinfeld. And so when I first started, my stand-up was like a combination of Seinfeld and Chappelle is kind of what I was going for.
A lot of
observation, but with some edge. Mm-hmm. And then as it's evolved, I've really sort of morphed into like more of a storytelling comedian. So it's like in line with sort of like a Bill Cosby on stage, Bill Cosby on stage, and
always got to be emphasized now
on stage, and like a Sebastian or a Nate Bargatze, like sort of that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anjelah said she described me to somebody the other day when they asked, like, what kind of comedy does Mal do? And she's like, well, he tells stories, but he's angry, so it's like it's like Bill Bargatze, like Bill Burr and Nate Bargatze is how I would describe his comedy.
That accent is a frightening combination right there.
Yeah, I'll take it though.
The combination of comedy, I definitely take that.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, the Killing 'Em Softly, I was gonna say that is by far still one of my favorite stand-ups ever.
Oh yeah.
It's just so, and like you said, what was he, 19 or 20, something like that?
Yeah. Way
Crazy.
Too young to be cranking out something that iconic.
It's crazy, and I've said this on the show before. Listeners, I know they've heard it, but like the crazy thing to me, I always hear Neil Brennan talking about him and talking about how I forget where he was performing. I think it was Madison Square Garden, but he's literally just having a conversation with Neil Brennan, like back and forth, smoking a cigarette, of course. And then all of a sudden they just announce him, and he's like, "Oh, okay, I'll be back." And just like and just like walks up and just starts talking, and you're like, "What? How do you just do that off the top of your dome?" It's crazy.
Have you ever seen him live?
I have not. No,
dude, it's incredible. Like I was living in LA pre-kids. I lived in LA for about 8 years, and I had friends. I'm like a Comedy Store guy, so I have friends that worked there, and whenever Chappelle would show up, they would, my friends would text me, he's here, and then I would go up there, and you'll watch him sit in the main room for 2 hours plus, literally just talking to each audience member and somehow finding 15 to 35 minutes just from, hey man, what do you do? Where are you from? And that's it. And you just sit in the back as a comedian and go like, why do I even do this? Like, I don't, I can't. It's like going to the Planet Fitness to shoot hoops, and then Steph Curry walks in, and you're like, okay, I guess I should just do pickleball, or like, I don't know. I don't know.
It makes me think too of those people like that, like a Dave Chappelle, then trying to coach somebody else to do it, and it's sort of the same thing as like a Steph Curry, like, well, just make it go in the basket. Just that's what you're aiming. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't understand. Okay. Like,
I've just flicked flick the wrist.
Oh,
Okay,
I got it.
cool, cool.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, now I read, the research team got this for me. December 18th, 2006. That was the first stand up. Now I heard you say a long time ago that you had a video of it. Do you still have the video?
You know, I honestly have to locate that video, but I definitely have it. I definitely have it. Mike,
Nice.
do you have the video the first time you did stand up?
Not the first time, but definitely within the first couple months. December 13th, 2009, by the way. Well, it's 3 years off, but you know.
Okay.
Hey,
All right. Nice. In December, something special about December.
That's a good time.
Got to make people laugh. It's
a good time.
I was about to say. Well, now you started in San Diego, right?
Correct.
Now, is that would you say a real comedy town?
As far as audience or as far as comedian?
To start your career, do you think it was easy there?
Yeah, I think San Diego has the cool thing about San Diego is that it's so close to LA, and it has A comedy clubs in town, so actual headliners are coming through. So as a new comedian, you could see professionals do it. Names that you recognize do it on a regular, like every weekend basis, and then there's plenty of like open mics and like good stage time. And when I say good stage time, I mean like actual people are going to these shows to like have fun. It's not like when I was in LA where it's like the audience is full of either people who think they're funnier than you, or people trying to see a famous person, or people that just want to be out with their friends and have background noise that is not music. So it's a good and it's a good city to live in to build a show. I've been able to write a ton of material there that that I tour around, and it's a good place to develop without sometimes people get concerned about developing in New York or developing in LA, because if people see you when you're really, really bad, then it's like that's their image of you forever. Yeah. And it's you have the luxury of plenty of stage time with people that just want to like no industry basically. So you can go to LA when you're ready, if you decide to do that, and have a full tool bag of like, oh my God, who is this guy? Where has he been this entire time? Like that sort of.
Do you think that's necessary now? Like would you say in sort of your comedy opinion, like going to an LA or a New York, do you need to do that, like to go to that next level?
I think it's pretty objective that you don't need to do that to go to the next level. Like we're really in a direct consumer business now. So it's like if you can build your audience directly, selling tickets is sort of the name of the game. It's like, can you get your community to come out and watch you? But if you want to be a great comedian, like, a lot of us do, it's like, there's nothing, New York specifically, I think that's the mecca of stand-up. So it's like, that's never a bad choice to go there and like really learn.
It's the endless shows I always, and Mike's talked about it before, but the fact that you can just line up so many shows and they're right on top of each other in different places. It's
a repetition game too. So like New York is one of those cities where it's like you can put in 2 or 3 times the reps that somebody who's really, really working hard at it in San Diego or LA or fill in the blank city. Like there's plenty of people that are working very hard, but the stage time is limited, and so they can only get this good. But if you could get 3 or 4 times that, you're just gonna get better quicker than your counterparts.
Well, now I think you decided to go full time into comedy when after there was a NBC had a stand up search, and you were a finalist on the old search. And
nice.
Now I found this you did a college tour after that talent search, and me and Mike have talked about college shows a bunch. Mike was looking at these different college shows. He went and did a college show a little while back, and I mean, they're most of them are all an hour, and I feel like that early in your career,
brutal.
That seems like a lot of time to fill up there.
Oh yeah. It was it was definitely learning how to swim by jumping into the deep end of a wave pool, you know? So NBC was doing this diversity stand-up showcase, so they saw 500 comedians around the country and whittled that down to their top 10. And then in the top 10, the top person got like a holding deal with NBC, which was super cool. And then the entire top 10 was part of this college tour. So we went to NACA, which is the I don't know,
National Association of Campus Activities.
Yeah, Mike.
That's it.
You have a diploma. I don't, dude. So that's
you know what I'm saying?
that shows you the difference between you and me.
That's how he got it.
There's NACA and also APCA, right? There's
So we did a NACA, and it was pretty crazy because all of those contracts in red letters said we're contractually obligated to do 60 minutes of comedy. And here is the craziest part, is that we would go in threes, like we would go in 2s and 3s. So some of these shows would be literally 3 hours long because there were 3 comedians on the show. And we definitely didn't, not all of us had the time. I was literally, 3.5 years into doing comedy, and now I'm doing 60 minutes. And I will say that's where I learned, I think that's where kind of the transition from observational Jerry Seinfeld, like set up punch jokes transitioned into, I need to tell some stories here.
I need to spill some time.
So
you guys read the newspaper today? Let's see what we got. I mean, when you talk about 3 comedians, I definitely would not want to be the last one on that. Oh God, I feel like everybody in the audience would just be like, "Let us go. Can we go?"
Yeah. Everyone's fighting for that. Everyone's fighting for that second spot.
Yeah.
That second spot is a sweet spot on those shows. How
many did you do?
I did not keep account of them, but I toured colleges for about 2.5 to 3 years after that. So I did the tour with them, and then at that point I had a college agent, so I would do the NACAs like every other year after that. And those shows allowed me to quit my 3 part-time jobs that I was doing to support this, comedy habit. And that's when I started calling myself a comedian, because I was, that's how I was paying all the bills, and sort of I haven't looked back,
Nice. Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of those college shows, they pay all right. They pay good.
They pay fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's sort of like, I mean, that's the most I think I'll ever feel like an actual sex worker, where it's like, yeah, I'll do whatever you want for this money. You want me to do a full hour of stand-up at 10:30 a.m. in the cafeteria with no microphone? Just let me know where you want me to stand. The check. Let me get the check first. Yeah, you've done them, Mike.
I just did the Chicago Champagne, and it wasn't a cafeteria, but it was a food court.
It was the bathroom of the food court. It was bad.
It was really hard.
But indoors or outdoors?
It was indoors. There was a stage. There was audio, but it was definitely just a bunch of people kind of getting up and going out. They would have their coffee. They would do whatever, and then a lot of kids on laptops. And I'm just like, hey guys,
noise canceling headphones right in front of you.
It's a weird mix. Like it's just an odd, like, because I feel like there's less pressure, because it's like you were talking about with like Anjelah's audience, like the ones that are like, this is our weekend. We came here for entertainment. That's a lot of pressure. Like, you don't want to screw up their weekend. And then the same ones that, you know, just want to see Anjelah, you got to like try to win them over. They're not there for you. But this crowd, it's just like indifference. It's just like, oh, there's somebody up there. All right, whatever. Like, you know, and they go back to the other stuff.
But that's the hardest. And that's when the time moves the slowest. When it's a minute feels like an hour when you're literally, like, we tell these stories and jokes where you need some kind of connection to know like how this is landing, and when you getting nothing, it's like, oh, why am I here? Like, now you're doing your act on autopilot while you're in your head going like, what am I doing
with my life?
I upgraded to a premium rental car for this. Like, why? Why am I out here? I'll tell you, this is my, you saying that you were in the cafeteria recently made me think of this. Like, I was in some school in Wisconsin, some little art school, and it was a cafeteria show. And they did not have dedicated audio for my stand-up. So I, the comedian that was getting paid a check with a comma to be here, I was using the same intercom system as the people giving out the food. So I would be mid-joke, and then you would just hear cheeseburger number 32, like on the same speaker system that I was using to tell my jokes. I'm like, this is bad. And so I just started commenting on what people were getting.
I was about to say, that sounds good. I want some of that later.
Yeah. Like, you do look like a burger guy. And that was like the whole thing. I was just roasting people getting their lunch for 55 minutes, and then I did my one joke that I was like, all right, this is my closing bit. Bye.
You wonder, I mean, it's the same thing. I go back to Marcus, when I had Marcus on the show, and him and Ali did a show at a strip club. And I just wonder, like, again, same thing with that university in Wisconsin. You're like, who was planning this? Who was like, this will go well? People will love this. When they're eating this guy on the intercom, they're gonna love it. They're gonna like, why spend that money? Like, I just don't. That's amazing to me.
It's because they put 18 and 19-year-olds in charge of the campus entertainment, you know, and so they don't have the life experience to go like, what is comfortable for the audience and the entertainer. They don't think about that. They just go, oh, comedy.
We got $20,000 to spend. What are we doing? Okay,
exactly.
We'll just do this.
Exactly.
Well, now, fast forwarding, your last special was the Ice Cream's Not Ready. That was a little over 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, I noticed back in September, you filmed 2 shows at Lulu's.
Yes.
For a special. What are we doing today?
What are we doing today?
What's the release looking like for this new special?
So this latest special I'm super proud of. It's an hour long. My first special, The Ice Cream's Not Ready, is a half an hour special. This one's a full hour. And we're in the audio mastering stage, so we'll be able to put this thing out in the next, 3 to 4 weeks. So by the time this airs, we might be a week away from the release. Anjelah is like an executive producer on the project, which is super, super cool. And it's like, this is my comedy at my best. I tell people all the time, like, my next show is my best show. And this special is like, I mean, it's really cool. We shot it in this 1920s jazz club in San Diego. So it's like in a historic building. Yeah. And yeah, man,
I do love the stage.
Awesome,
yeah. The stage, cool. that warm sort of glow that you get from that sort of the circular, I don't know what you call it, but
it's like a seashell. It's like a clamshell that they built into this wall, and it's this gold metallic paint that's on it. And so it was like a nightmare to light, to be honest, because the light bounces from that shell onto the audience. So it's almost like how most specials are shot in a dark place. This was definitely well lit. And so it has its own sort of like gold, glowy, sort of regal ambiance. And
I like it.
I think you guys are going to love it when you see it.
I like it. I like it. Well, there's one other thing I wanted to ask about the old stand-up. I noticed heavy rotation of Jordans are being worn on stage.
Yes.
I know. Yeah. I saw. I mean, I've seen 4s. I've seen 11s, 12s, 1s. Do you have a go-to when you're on stage?
So I don't. Are you a big sneaker guy?
Oh, I would turn my camera, but I've got about 30 on my bookshelves that should be.
Ooh, I was actually thinking about putting a Jordan here.
Yeah.
I actually have a brand new Shaq rookie. Shaq Attacks.
I've got a couple here.
Shoot.
We got the Laser 4s there.
Okay.
These are really worn down, but we got the Nothing But Net 1s there.
Okay.
Classic black and white ones with the original logo on the back. So
nice.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm a bit of obsessive when it comes to the old AJs. Yeah.
Yeah. I love me some Jordans. It's
Nice.
growing up as a poor kid, it's like I never got the shoes that I wanted. These are the shoes that I wanted. And I'll never forget this conversation my mom had because, we're back to school shopping one year and I'm like, but I want these. And she's like, when you get your own job and your own money, you can get whatever shoes you want, but these are the ones you're going to get.
Yeah.
And so as soon as I started doing that college tour, I started getting all the sneakers that I wanted forever. And so the ones that I wear on stage now are just whichever ones I feel like. You guys are sneaker guys, so it's like we buy these shoes and it's like I'll wear these on a special occasion. And then there's never an occasion special enough for these shoes. And so we just keep stacking them. So I've got and I buy less shoes now because I have 3 kids, but it's like I definitely have in the shed, I got, 15 or 20 dead stocked Jordans that are just waiting for something special.
Yeah.
So on this tour, currently I broke out the Lost and Found ones that my wife got me for Christmas
those are beautiful,
a couple of
man.
years.
Beautiful. Great pickup too. How did you get those?
She bought them she either got them on eBay or StockX.
StockX.
Yeah.
But she paid a pretty penny. I have a very good best friend who is also a sneaker addict. And so she asked him, what are the ones that he like? Which shoes would he really like? And so
did you get the Flu Games? Just curious. Did you get those?
I did not get the Flu Games. So those are not the 12s I like. I like the Taxis. I like the white and black ones.
Yeah. And you got the Lows too, I saw.
I got the Lows. I'm also wearing 14 black toes, which I've always wanted and just got them on the new release. So I got those, and then I brought out the Bread 11s because the 11s are just
classic.
Those are ones that you see on stage and you go, that belongs.
Yeah.
But also, have you guys had this? This is like an amazing thing, and this is only for shoe nerds. So if you're listening and you're like, I don't get it, tune out for a second.
Don't worry. We go on tangents all the time that our listeners are like, what the hell is this? This makes no sense. So don't worry about that.
Okay, so last year, my on-stage sneaker, I normally just have one. So last year was Fire Red 3s, and I never owned 3s before, and I got those, and I'm like, these are going to be my stage shoes. And I wore them all year, and then at literally 2 months ago, I was like, okay, this is going to be my last show in these 3s, and then I'm going to decommission them. And nice. I decommissioned them, and now they're my beaters. So I'm walking around in basically gently used 3s, and I feel like
a king.
Exactly. I'm like, I'm a cool guy. Look at me in these Fire Red 3s, but I'm wearing them over here on this dirt because that's how cool I am.
It doesn't even bother me.
Yeah, I do have a pair.
Nice. Now, Mike's go-to on stage, Mike, your go-to is the Air Max 1s, right?
They were, and now I gotta say, Mal, just like you, this year is my year of Jordan 3s. I just got the cement 3s.
Oh, that's
and I'm
right.
like,
That's right.
these
Oh,
are.
yeah.
This is it. This is.
I got I hit on those too. So I don't know, Mike, do you do this? Do you, or both of you guys, do you, when they're going to drop sneakers, do you reach out to your followers and go, hey, if you could try to hit on these? Because it's impossible to do it with one.
I've got a plug actually
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
I've got a plug at Foot Locker and one at Finish Line. So I'll
That's
check
dope.
with them if I really need, and then I'll be like, if there's one that I really want, I'm like, save this for me.
Dang, I wish I had that. I
Yeah,
actually
me
just use
too.
the sneakers app. I mean, I'm trusting the process right now with the sneakers app.
Okay.
I think they're really starting to cut down on bots.
Okay.
I got it on the cement 3s, but I definitely didn't get the flu games. So
Yeah. So when I really want a shoe, I'll go on my Instagram story and be like, this is the app that you need to download. This is the size that I need, size 12. This is the app. It goes on
I
sale
wish I
at
would've
this
done
time. If any of you could do it, like I'll
If
tip
any
you out,
of you
but
love
like,
me, make it
Yeah.
happen.
So, dude, that's how I hit. I got 3 pairs of the Fire Red 3s because people
Nice.
were doing it. And like,
So that's the
whenever,
real
like-
reason why you're wearing them now. You've got
Yeah.
2 backups that you're
Exactly.
like, it's fine.
Exactly.
I've got
And you're paying retail, dude. I'm not
Yeah.
if there's a shoe that I really want, it's like I'm not paying more than like $100 over retail.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
so a lot of these shoes I'm just never gonna have because I can't justify it. It's crazy.
The 2 that I can't, like you were saying, there's never a time special enough. The 2 that I can't, I'm looking at them right now that I can't, like, I always think about wearing them. I'm like, it's not really. It's the Carmine 6s.
Okay.
And the Ray Allen 7s. Those 2, I love the purple and black of the Ray Allen 7s and the red and white of those 6s, of the Carmine 6s.
Oh, yeah.
It's just something special.
The pair that's sitting in my closet in the house, not in the shed, these get to be inside, are
climate control.
Yeah. I hit on the sneakers app on the Travis Scott ones, the high top, the brown ones. And I keep just checking the value on StockX, and I'm like, nah, this event is not special enough. So
Exactly.
these are going to stay. These are a rainy day investment. I might have to sell these.
That's the problem of knowing that
sideways.
too.
Yeah.
Knowing those costs, you're like, what? They're $3,000. I can't wear these things, man. Like,
I've also had it where I go to the Nike outlet and I just buy a pair. Like I bought this pair of Jordan 1 lows, and I was like, oh, I like this material. It's cool, but they were nothing special. It was literally on the wall at a Nike outlet, no box cover.
yeah.
And then I don't forget why, but I was going through all of my sneakers and looking up the style and color to see their value.
Yeah.
And I had been walking around in $1,500 like low top Jordan 1s and just calling them beaters. And now it's like, oh, I felt bad. Like I was abusing you. Before we get off the sneaker thing really quick, I did want to say I looked at your site, and I guess, was it this week's poll or last week's poll?
The shoes, yes.
The shoes ones. You guys missed on so Air Max 1 definitely in the top 3. Nike Dunk SB lows was not on either of your lists, which I'm not sure how we did that, guys. And then for me,
Not
the
a
third
fan.
one, really.
I am a fan.
SBs. They're just not comfortable. I mean, a lot of, I see a lot of people wearing them, but like you can't walk around in them for.
I was about to say,
I don't know,
Mike's
maybe
a
it's
real,
my feet.
He's a real comfort guy.
Okay.
They hit my honorable mention. The Dunks were definitely on the honorable mention. They weren't in the top 3, but
All right, I love me some Dunk lows, and then the Nike Air Generation shoe, which is LeBron's first shoe, is like in my top 3.
Okay, I like all respectable for the honorables,
Yes. Yeah.
Well, now I got one other thing tangential to comedy, but I know one thing else that you love to do, golf. Now, Now, on a tour like this, on the family reunion tour with Anjelah, do you have any time to golf?
Oh yeah, are you guys golfers?
I am a golfer. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike, not so much.
All right. So what I'll tell you is that yes, there's time to golf, and it's the most awesome, like guilt-free golf that I've played in some time. It's like I brought the clubs out, they're in a bay on the bus, and I get to, we're in a different city every day on these runs, so it's like literally hop on Golf Now and go, okay, what's a tea time? And we get in early, so like
Yeah.
I'll wake up at 7 a.m., get off the bus before anyone's awake, go play my 18, and then come back before there's anything of consequence to be done. And it's like, it's been awesome. And the more I play golf and people know, it's like I'm starting to get invited to play places that I would never pay to go to. But if you
Nice.
want to hang out with me for 4 hours, let's do it. Oh, it's free. Let's do it.
What would
so
you
yeah,
say the best course is that you've played?
I played a place called Black Horse in Houston yesterday. That was really, really nice.
Nice.
But and I played Colorado National when we were in Denver. That's where the Buffaloes play,
Yeah.
and that was really nice. Playing golf at altitude is kind of a trip.
Yeah.
But I'm at the very beginning stage of this narcotic that we call golf, and it's like I feel myself going down the rabbit hole, but it's so fun. And it reminds me of stand up because it's such a singular, it's like an individual game, and it's a game of repetitions, and it's a technical game. And
There's
it's
so many things.
Yeah, it's so hard too.
Yeah.
But when you connect, there's nothing like that feeling of when you connect on like, a nice iron shot, a nice drive, or like a joke that you've been working on just connects the right way. It's like
It leaves you chasing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you do it and you're
absolutely.
like, oh, I can do that again. And then the next
Mhm.
time you just suck ass and you're like,
the
oh.
very next time, yeah.
Yeah.
And 2 minutes later, you're like, oh yeah, I stink.
So you would say right now, I'm guessing you've got more talent in the pizza making right now
Oh,
than
yeah.
golf.
Oh yeah, way more reps. I'm way closer to 10,000 hours in pizza than I am in golf. This is like the beginning of my second year of playing
Nice,
golf.
nice.
So I'm very new.
Yeah.
Do you keep a handicap?
No, because it would just make me sad. So
Okay.
it's one of
You
those. It's one of those things that if I knew, I'd just be like, really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
You must not be Japanese because I keep a handicap so I know exactly how bad I am and
Yeah.
how I'm dishonoring my family, and so
Yeah.
it makes me work harder.
Well, the sad thing, we were talking about the shoes. The sad thing is my brother got me a really, really nice set of clubs for Christmas, and now I have no excuse for sucking. Like before, I had a bunch of just from the thrift store, literally like $3 clubs put together, and now everybody sees my clubs like, whoa, nice.
Whoa.
I'm like, don't get excited. This is gonna be horrible. It's going in the woods. Get ready. Like it's just yeah. But I noticed actually on the course too, you had some Jordans out there on the course as well.
Yeah, don't tell my wife, but I've got like I've got a stupid number of Jordan golf cleats.
Nice.
Currently have the 9s out here.
Nice.
At home, I just got the 14s. They have 14 golf shoes. I just got those.
Man.
And
Easier
And my-
pickups too.
yeah, my first
I don't know.
I have 6s. I have 6s as well at home.
That was the one I
I've-
saw in the picture, yeah. And I was
Yeah.
like, a good pair
Yeah.
of 6s. That
Mhm.
gets me riled up every time.
Yep.
I wanted to ask you a question, man, real quick. You have 3 kids. You do stand up. How did you? I just had my first. How do you do
congratulations.
stand up? Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
How did you manage doing stand up in the first 0 to 6 months?
So
Do you take a break or how do you do it?
I didn't really take a break. To be honest, when my son was born, my first, I think that weekend I had shows down here in Austin with Anjelah. So he was born, and then 2 days later, I've left for a weekend to do shows.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it depends on the situation at home and how challenging the baby is. Like,
Yeah.
we all have a
Mike's
different.
baby is challenging.
Yeah.
If it's challenging, then family first is what I say. Like, you have to do what you have to do. But like, if you have family around that could help pick up the slack, and your wife is cool with it, then I say don't let people guilt you, and don't feel guilty about going to do your shows, because it's one thing if you're leaving your family to go on vacation, but if you're like, people try to make me feel bad all the time as a dad. They're like, you left 3 kids at home with your wife, and it's like, yeah, I'm not here like on vacation. This is how I make money to provide for them. So, you weigh the pros and cons, and hopefully your wife is like, believes in you too, and it's like, yeah, go do that. It's only depending on, it's a day, it's 2 days, it's whatever it is, and it's like you're perfecting your craft to provide for your family. So I say, figure out what works for you guys, and then make it happen. Like, I definitely don't do extra that I used to anymore, where I would like fly into a city and then just stay for 2 or 3 days to have fun after. It's like, I'm literally on the first flight out. Like, on this tour, I'm gone for 2-week stretches. And so it's like, whenever we have a break that's longer than 4 days, I'm on the first flight out, and I'm on the latest flight out to make it back to the tour on time to handle my responsibilities. But it's like, we have a responsibility to ourselves as artists to like continue, working on our 10,000 hours, honing our craft. And then we also have the commitment to our families. But it's like, the comedians that feel the guilt of just being with their family are the ones that like eventually have to quit, because you have to keep pushing at stand up, or you're not going to get better, and you're not going to build your community. And yeah, so you just find the balance that works for you, I would say.
Yeah.
But that's so cool, dude.
Either that, Mike, or work your baby into your routine.
Just carry her on stage.
Hey guys, here we go. Hey, can you be quiet?
Yeah.
Quiet, everybody.
Yeah, don't laugh so loud. She's sleeping.
And then you can make an excuse when she starts crying. Guys, I gotta go. God, you made her mad. What's wrong with you?
So you have a baby girl. That's awesome, dude. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
She is keeping Mike awake a lot.
Yeah.
That happens. That happens. How old?
3 months.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Don't expect to have any sort of regular sleep. And especially you have to like pick up the slack for your wife, because she's doing the actual work. So it's like, just be a good partner, and like and just take the advice that my wife and I did not take with our first kid, which was all the veteran parents would be like, when they sleep, you sleep. When they sleep, don't try to get work done around the house because they're sleeping. You sleep when they sleep, or you're gonna die. And we we were like, no, we have to do this, and this. We'll run errands, and there's dude, just sleep when they sleep, because when they really don't sleep at night is when you're gonna be paying for it.
Yeah, we're starting to do that right now.
Yeah,
and we're not sleeping when she sleeps, and it's starting to catch up to us. But
we'll
figure it out.
Here's the thing: I'm just rubbing it in Mike's face, just getting all the sleep, not having kids over here, just being
Doc G.
just being like, Mike, you know what? Last night somebody came through my parking lot. It woke me up for 5 minutes. It was very annoying.
Yeah, really funny, dude.
I can't help it. But Mal, we are up against the break, man. But I want to thank you for coming on the show today and talking with us.
Hell yeah, thanks for having me. And
absolutely,
I hope to see you guys this weekend.
Absolutely. Listeners, make sure you check out Mal Hall and Anjelah Johnson on April 5th. And then, if you're in the St. Pete or Clearwater areas, check out Mal. He'll be back on his own July 9th and 10th. We'll be right back here on the Doc G Show. And we are back here on the Doc G Show. Mike Mal Hall. Nice.
Mal Hall. Thank you so
Enjoyable
much, sir.
guy. Enjoyable guy. Mike, as I already mentioned, I think it was on last show. What an idiot with my video. My gosh. Why did I have my video turned off, Mike? I don't know. I don't know how I clicked that button. But like, just to explain to some listeners may know this. When you're on Zoom, if you minimize the Zoom screen, all you have is the person that you're talking to. That's the only video that you see. So a lot of times when I'm talking to a guest, I put it on that minimized screen so I can see my notes for the interview. And that's what I did with Mal. And I just went on talking, listeners, and my screen was just black. It's just black.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dr.
And like, oh, it's not your fault. It's my fault for being stupid. Yes! Like, and you and Mal were just nice guys. Like, what is he doing over there? Is he? Why did he turn his video off? That's weird. Like, just So I feel like I didn't ruin it. It was still a great interview, Mike. But I was just like, what do you? Yeah, professionalism, Ben. Professionalism.
Yeah, I always keep my screen on. I have you and then me right next to it. I'm like, how's my hair? Is there something sticking up here? I always got to see myself.
Well, no, that was I told my dad the same thing. Like after I realized that I was talking to him the next day. I was like, yeah, it was a great interview, but I turned my camera off, and he's like, why didn't you notice you turned your camera off? And I was like, because I minimized it. He's like, well, don't you want to see how you're doing? I was like, no. I don't want to know anything about what I look like. No, I would rather me not exist on this. But anyways, Mal, just a consummate professional, that Mal.
Oh yeah, he is.
My goodness. I mean, like, it seems like anything he goes into, he just like takes it at like that serious level from the start. Whether it's golf, whether it's comedy, whether it's pizza, like he's just gonna like, okay, I'm doing this. And I'm doing this for real.
That's a fact.
Like, I'm going all out on this. So I'm excited to hear the new special. Listeners, if you got time, make sure you see him on his solo trips out here to Clearwater and Tampa in July. He's going to be here by himself, so pretty fantastic. And hopefully he might come back around the show. Maybe maybe he wasn't thrown off too much. We didn't get to play golf, Mike. We didn't get to play golf. I was afraid of that, but it's fine. We'll catch him. We'll catch him on the next go round.
Yeah, for sure.
Mike, we need to move on to the fastest growing segment in the world.
Mike C, top 3.
Woo! Mike, you chose something. I think like I said, I think we've done at some point on the show before, but it wasn't with you.
Oh, come on.
Now, Mike, you confided in me before we started the show that you don't think your list is adamant. It's not. Sorry, not adamant. Adequate. You don't think it's living up to the level that smells need, because you said top 3 smells, and you only have 3 smells, and you're like, man, I think I should have more smells.
I've got a couple honorable mentions, but
you've thought of a couple.
It's like, when I started really like thinking about it, I was like, wow, I could really deep dive here into
there's all kinds of great things,
amazing smells.
No, there's all kinds of great things, Mike.
Yeah.
So
you know what? It's okay. Yeah, sorry, Doctor.
My honorable mentions, I have a couple of them. First, Mike, I'd like to do just weird pungent smells that people shouldn't like, but I do.
Yeah. Okay.
And that would be bleach and creosote.
What?
Creosote.
Yes.
What is creosote?
It's the smell. Have you ever been to like been to a railroad? You know that smell of railroads?
Okay.
That's the smell of creosote because it's treated wood. It's basically a chemically treated wood. And it's got a real chemical smell to it. It's very strong. Stings the nostrils. It has somewhat of a similar smell to like if you've ever seen them treating asphalt. So when they seal asphalt again, it's very similar to that smell. And yeah, it definitely kills some brain cells. But you know what? I like the smell. I'm just like, woo, that's pungent. Get in there, you know? And the same thing with bleach. You know, people smell that bleach and they hate it. I mean, like, if I go into a building and it's got a good bleachy smell, building is clean, and I love it, you know?
Yeah,
and it makes it, you know, if it gets too much, of course, it'll knock you out.
Yeah,
but,
it's too much, yeah.
You know, I still like it, Mike. I still like a good, and I think that might be why I like bleach as a smell, is just because it insinuates it's very clean, and I'm like, this is nice.
Well, curveball there, Doc G. I was not expecting bleach or
no creosote. I know.
Yeah.
Those were very unique ones.
Interesting. Okay.
Now, the other ones that I have here, these, it's sort of a broader category. But first off, fresh laundry. Woohoo! If done right, Mike, fresh laundry is like the most amazing smell ever in the history of the world.
It is a nice smell. Agreed.
You know? But it's a delicate balance.
With or without dryer sheets?
Well, I was about to say, it's a delicate balance. I don't know how some people do it, and that's one of the things I've realized, Mike. I feel like it has to be someone else's laundry. It can't be my laundry. My laundry never comes out smelling like that. I'm like, nah, it's all right, I guess. It's fine. Yeah. But like other people's laundry, Mike, I will confide into you that I was a creeper at one point in undergrad. When I was working at the gym, there was a middle-aged woman that she always smelled like fresh laundry. And when she would come into the gym, I would just get in her vicinity and just be like, oh, that's nice. That's nice. I don't know if she ever noticed and was like, what the this guy doing? Why is he always sniffing around me?
Oh, she noticed. She was just...
It was amazing,
flattered.
Mike. Yeah, it was just like, I mean, it was like I don't know, a dewy meadow meets a babbling brook of freshness that I was just like.
Dewy meadows.
So fresh laundry is extremely high on my list, Mike. But I felt like it was too broad to actually put on my top 3.
Okay.
So now this one, Mike, the next one, I feel like it's definitely probably on your top 3. Fresh coffee. Brewed coffee. I love brewed coffee smell. As you may know, I'm not a big coffee drinker, Mike. It's definitely not one of my top drinks. I'm not a huge fan, especially of how it makes your pee smell like residue coffee afterwards. Don't like that. But the fresh coffee at the start, ooh, yeah.
I like, we have a ritual around the house. When we open a fresh bag of coffee beans, we only open just a tiny bit for us to stick our noses in there.
Yeah, just let it just ooze out a little bit. Get that little whiff. I like it. I like it. Last on the list, last on the honorable mentions, it sort of goes along. Well, it's not the last. It sort of goes along with the coffee, though. Fresh cookies. Fresh baked cookies, man.
Fresh cookies, man.
When you come into somebody's house and they've got the actual cookies going, oh my God, that's sort of and it really goes with any like baked goods.
Yeah.
Like if you go buy a Krispy Kreme where they just finished making the donuts and you've got that fried sweet bread smell, oh my God. That is boner-inducing, Mike. My Lord, it is so good.
Yeah. The cookie smell, man.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Huge. So the last, well, actually, give me your honorable mentions, Mike.
Okay, so this is also kind of a broad one, but the smell of a forest when you're like high up, like when you're at high altitude and you're in the forest, there's some kind of sweet smell. I don't know what that is. There's just no pollution.
I know what you're talking.
But that is a nice smell. Sort of leads into this smell, which is, I've actually bought 2 of these candles, and they're expensive to me because I don't buy candles. Maybe they're just regular candle price. But balsam and cedar. And so that's basically like a Christmas tree smell. It's like those are nice. And then what was the other one? I'm blanking.
Come on now.
I'll just go with grass, like cut grass. That cut grass smell.
I like it. I love it.
Is really nice. I like the cut grass smell.
I love it, Mike. I do. Yeah. I agree with you. I actually have, I forget the name of it, but I have a cologne that has that like smell in it. It's like, I think it's called, I want to say it's called bluegrass.
How do you capture the smell of cut grass? I mean, like
you find the phytochemical, Mike. These are phytochemicals. Most of the smells come from a group we call monoterpenoids. So they're extremely small chemicals and they're volatile. So when they can actually travel through air, and that's why, of course, we can smell them.
Oh, okay.
But you reminded me with the one I thought you were going to say. The smell after rain.
Yeah, the rain smell too. Yeah,
I love the smell after rain. Like
I like the pre-rain smell. Do you know about the pre-rain smell?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it sort of has the same.
Is it the same thing?
It's a different. There obviously there's different humidity, but yes. You gotta get the after rain smell though. It has to be a warm rain. Like it has to be spring or summer. That's where you get the good smell. If it's like a winter rain, no, that sucks. No, yeah,
okay.
You're not doing it there. Now, the last on my honorable mention, Mike.
Oh, I do have one more when you're done.
Okay. My last on honorable mention, pine needles, especially pine needles baking in the sun. You get fresh pine needles. Now, this I know I can remember was on my top 3 list before. And it got knocked out for another. But my goodness, you get some fresh pine needles. Oh, and it just makes me think of summer too. When I smell pine needles in the sun, you got that rosin just baking.
Yeah.
Good smell. Mike, your last honorable mention.
Last 2 here because you just reminded me. Which is weed. I mean, just when you open weed like that, when you open a big thing of weed and that smell, fantastic.
I don't mind it. I'm not a huge fan of it.
The smoke I don't care for, but the actual smell of dried weed is fantastic.
There's definitely an overlap.
Yeah.
You can smell it in both, but like yeah. I know what you're saying. Anyways, the next
and then
one.
the other one is Black and Milds. I have a joke about secondhand smoke and how I love the smell of secondhand smoke.
Sure.
And it's definitely true. I do love the smell of like cigar smoke, but specifically Black and Milds.
Mike, and this is nothing against you. I think that's a sign of how much white trash you have in bread.
Oh yeah.
That's the same.
I grew up around this.
That's the same with me, man. I smell it and I know I shouldn't like it. And I'm just like, oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty nice. Like now, there are a variety though. You get too strong of a smoke, you're like, whoa, what the good Lord? You need to filter a little bit of that out, man. But I'll draw. The sad part is too, me and my brother get excited about it because it reminds us of one of the movie rental stores we used to go to. It was such a smoker-friendly movie rental place that all the VHSs just smelled like smoke. And so, like, every time you smell it, you're just like, oh, we're renting a movie. Awesome. Like, it's just, ridiculous.
That's
Anyways,
funny.
Mike, let's get to the top 3.
Okay.
Here we go. My number 3, Mike. Now, I didn't realize this. Now, not to ruin it, but, like, all of mine are actual floral scents. I didn't even realize this, but... so number 3 on my list, honeysuckle. Oh my gosh, Mike, you know about some honeysuckle?
I actually don't. It I don't have a smell that comes to my brain. I don't really know. No, it sounds nice.
Honeysuckle, depending on where you are, on the East Coast or wherever you're at, it blooms different times of year. But at least like growing up in Virginia, it was around June that honeysuckle would start popping up. and it comes out at night. You get a real pungent smell at night because apparently it's pollinated by mainly nocturnal insects like moths. So it's got a stronger scent. And like that's the thing, man. It just makes me think of summer nights. Yes! And it's often described, Mike, as a blend of honey, jasmine, and vanilla. And it's just sweet. Mike. Oh my gosh, it's such a great smell. Such a great smell.
Sounds nice. Honeysuckle.
And of course it goes again like we had just a couple weeks ago. It goes with my favorite months. Goes with the spring and summer months, man. And love it. Anyways, your number 3, Mike.
My number 3, one of your honorable mentions, but more Pacific. Fresh bread.
Fresh bread.
Fresh baked bread.
I will say Jim Gaffigan has stand-up about it, but that is one of the things that Subway could always do, man. They'd bake that bread, and they just pump out that bread exhaust fumes coming out of the Subway, and you're like, oh, my God, let's get in there and just get bread.
Yeah, hey, little side story, too. There is a Moretta bread factory. Is it Moretta? Is that how you say it? Moretta. So there's a Moretta bread factory in Orlando on I-4. And you drive by it on I-4, you'd smell it every time. One time, my friend and I were like, you know what? How about we just go to that bread factory and just sit there? And we
just sniff it up.
We went over there, and there were like 2 police pulled up, and they told us to get on the ground, and we were like, oh my God, what's going on? And they were like, what are you guys doing here? We're like, we just wanted to smell the bread. And they were like, okay, get going. And I was like, hey, just curious, why this whole operation right now? He's like, they've been stealing copper. People have been coming around stealing copper, and it was a real problem. But anyways,
they told you like bunch of stoners just looking to smell the bread here. What's going on? Man, that's pretty wild, Mike.
Fresh bread.
Yeah, that's pretty
fresh copper.
risking it all for bread. Mike, my number 2, now this is a new introduction here, and I realize that essentially all of my favorite colognes, this is the connecting smell. Yeah, no, the cologne is not.
I was just thinking of colognes, Jupe and Cool Water.
Pretty delicious, Mike. 90s colognes.
Yeah,
those are
I'm going to buy a couple samples just to have them around to smell.
I'll go grab both of them. They're
hold it up to the mic, please.
they're in my collection, Mike. Both of those. Those if I'm feeling 90s-esque, I'll throw on either one of those.
All right.
But Mike, in my favorite colognes, the smell bergamot is always there. Bergamot orange. It is a specific species of orange, Mike. And it's like almost like a halfway between a lemon and a orange.
Okay.
It's not too sweet. It's not too sour.
Right.
It's just right in the middle, and it gives you a very fresh smell. And I'm addicted to that fresh smell that it has.
Bergamot.
And I realized that was the thing. Is like I started looking at all of my favorite colognes. And every single one has bergamot in it. That's the connecting factor in all of them. I love that smell, Mike. Love it.
Bergamot. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Number 2 for you, Mike.
Barbecue.
Sweet.
I like barbecue.
Savory.
Yeah, I love that smell, man. That's a white trash smell, I think. Barbecue.
I don't know. I mean, maybe. Well, I mean, I think that's just more
just
of
a southern, maybe.
I think that's just more of a fatty smell, you know?
Yeah.
You just wanting to
Guilty
get
as
that
charged.
food. Hey, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd put more than barbecue, sadly for me, which might be more white trash, anything fried.
Yeah.
If I smell like just fried something, I'm just like, oh, what is that? Are we at a carnival right now?
Some funnel cake smell.
Let's get this, man. Oh, it's good stuff, man.
Yeah,
but
it
yeah,
is.
I will. Barbecue, there's something There's something slow cooked about it. There's something like you're just like, as soon as you smell it, even if you ate 30 minutes before that, you just get a rumbling in your stomach like, I need more of that. That's wherever that's coming from. I need some of that. It's good,
barbecue.
Mike. It's good. Number 1 on my list, Mike. Jasmine.
Okay.
Jasmine, Mike. It is so good. And Mike, just to give you a sense of how great jasmine is, I've taken a comment from Reddit about jasmine.
That's right.
Here's the comment about jasmine. Quote, I love blooming pink jasmine aroma in the spring. It's calming AF.
Yeah.
Especially on warm, hot days. Mike, it's calming AF.
Yeah. I agree.
Just let you know, Mike, it's a exotic floral scent. It's sometimes described as warm and sensual. Mm-hmm. Mike, the Perfume Society says jasmine gives a richness and intensity to fragrances, a sweet floral note, but with a dead, sexy muskiness to it.
Ooh, yeah, dead, sexy muskiness.
Mike, you know I love dead, sexy muskiness.
Oh, yeah.
That's what people describe me as, is dead, sexy. I can't even say it. I can't say it. It's like Boardman, Oregon, Mike. I can't get it out. Anyways, Mike, I love jasmine, and it like honeysuckle, Mike. It's a night bloomer. Most jasmine is night blooming. Good smell.
So you can't just go to a jasmine bloom.
Well, you can.
I just wrote that down. Like, we got a lot of flower blooms in the Southwest and this. And
you definitely go to it bloom, but you'll smell it more at night.
Okay.
Like you can smell it, but like that's the thing is that it carries in the night. Like you'll be walking.
Well,
down
that's
the
not
side,
good for Instagram.
Yeah, you'll be walking down the street and you'll just like. And it'll be like, 15 feet away from you. And you're like, oh, there it is. It's over there. Like it carries, to get those pollinators towards it at night. But it's just so good. It reminds me. I mean, Mike, it's in the song. I'm sure you've heard it. The song Summer Breeze, right? It's in the song Summer Breeze. Summer breeze makes me feel fine.
Oh, yeah. Old school.
Blowing like the jasmine in my mind. Yeah.
All right.
It's there, Mike. But anyways, you're number 1, Mike.
Number 1, those candied almond stands at Disney World. You know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about.
Oh, man. Those are fantastic. That's got to be my favorite smell. I don't know if they have a candle for that, but I might have to look into it.
I mean, maybe something close, but that is, Mike, you just reminded me with that, too. This is not, this sort of goes into like 3 that we were talking about. Your baking bread, my cookies, but waffle cones specifically.
Oh, waffle cones. Oh, man. The ice cream shops. Nice.
Oh, that's such a good smell, man. That is such a good smell.
Yeah, it really is.
Because that reminded me, when you said those candy almonds, I was like, because it's sort of a sweet smell like that. Like, it just,
it's like there's sugar in the air.
Yeah, it's good. It's very good. Mike,
some sugar.
what are we doing for next week?
Next week, top 3 tricks.
Top 3 tricks. Now, we, listeners, we discussed this before the show. This is sort of like, Mike proposed party tricks.
Right.
And then I was like, how about we just sort of like say tricks, like things that you can do that will interest other people.
Yeah, like Doc G and I, we don't go to parties, but we do have tricks.
No. Yeah, and if we went to parties, we'd need something to sort of impress people with.
Yeah.
So what would we do to impress people?
Right.
Which is one of the reasons why we don't go to parties, because we can't impress people.
No.
So we're just like, you know what? We'll just hang at home.
These guys have no tricks.
Mike's like, I've got an excuse. I've got a baby. Listeners, I have no excuse. I have no baby. I just don't go to parties. Mike, sounds good. We're going to do top 3 tricks. Listeners, we need to move on. Mike, we need to move on. 2 birthday suits left. Do you want the actress or just, I don't know how I would categorize the guy. I guess a founder of a magazine?
Let's do magazine founder.
Okay. I mean, I think this is one of the most popular founders of a magazine. Born on April 9th, 1926 in Chicago, Illinois. He was the founder.
Hugh Hefner.
There you go.
Nice.
There it is. Nicely done, Mike. I thought you'd be able to get old Hugh. All right. Hugh, I don't really, I mean, honestly, by the way, I just guessed. I mean, there's only one magazine founder, and it's Hugh Hefner, right? I mean, I can't think of a single other. There's only one magazine that counts, am I right?
Yeah.
It's the one with naked ladies in it.
Mike's being real creepy today. What's going on, guys? Elizabeth Holmes. What was the other? Tori Spelling.
Just to let everybody know that's listening, he's been rubbing his nipples the entire show. Oh, Playboy, you guys. Anyways, yeah, it's wild, Mike. I didn't know this. The first Playboy featured Marilyn Monroe.
Oh.
The very first one. Had no idea.
That's a good opener. I mean, that's a good way to open up.
1949. 1949.
Yeah, she was in her prime, right?
She was in her prime. Yeah, no, you know, Playboy.
What was she, like 18 or something? I don't know.
I have no idea, honestly, Mike. Let's check that and make sure she wasn't like.
Back in the day, that would have been her prime, right?
Make sure she wasn't 15, so we don't get arrested there.
Maybe that would have been her prime back in the day.
She was 23.
23, okay.
Mike, 23. So she was born. She was born in 26. 26 for old Marilyn Monroe. Anywho, Mike, there was just so much stuff that went on with Playboy. Like, I mean, all kinds. So, like, I was like, I don't know what to put about Playboy. But obviously it went on, and its height was in the 70s. That's really when they hit their peak, Mike. But anyways, Hugh seemed to have a really good life. Lived till 91, Mike. 91 was when he passed away there, 2017. Okay, so Mike, our last birthday suit wearer, here we go. Born on April 9th, 1990, our birthday suit wearer got her start in the movie industry, or I should say her big break, with her leading role in the Twilight Saga as Bella Swan. Name that birthday suit wearer.
Kristen Stewart?
There it is.
Right.
Nicely
Nice.
done, Mike. You came back from the Little Nas X. You redeemed yourself. 2 for 2.
Worried there for just a tiny moment. Yeah, Kristen Stewart.
Kristen Stewart, man. Interesting gal. She was born on April 9th, 1990 in Los Angeles. Both of her parents were in the film industry. She started acting at 8 years old. Her first role was a non-speaking role in a Disney movie, The 13th Year. And then she played several small roles, and then she got Bella Swan, which just skyrocketed her to stardom, Mike.
Yeah.
And then she did a bunch of movies, and now she's going to some bigger deals again. She's getting some of those sort of eye-catching big time movies there.
Cool.
But anyways, turning 35. Yeah, 35.
Cool.
There you go.
Cool.
There you go. So happy birthday to all three, Mike. Good April 9th birthdays there. Just some good April showers, bring May flowers type of folks there. Mm-hmm. So anywho, Mike, we need to wrap it up for this week, but we've got all kinds of great shows. My goodness, the shows. We got Charlie Behrens, we got Mike Harris, we've got Doug Aldridge coming back on the show. There's a bunch of others that we got. But until next week, Mike, we need to wrap it up. I have been your host, Doc G. With me, as always, the one, the only, Mikey Maximus, the Verticus Charette.
Always a pleasure, Doc G. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. And until next week, zip it up and zip it out.
Zippity-doo-dah.